What's up, guys? Day Trade Knockout. Got another quick video for you today. It's going to be revised of what it is we talked about last time, which was my best trade ever taking place, but I'm going to be able to summarize it a little bit better. And I actually wrote down some bullet points. Hopefully, the camera isn't too laggy. That'll talk about specifically what I mentioned was the reasons for my success. So, without a doubt, let's get into the video. Let's get this going. So, start off with a slow start. Again, sorry guys, new shitty equipment. This is what I'm gonna have to get used to for quite some time now. Damn hurricane. But yeah, here we go. The trade that we took was at 10:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we exited at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So when we look at the chart, first off, I want to go over what were my reasons of believing that this trade was going to be high conviction. Not necessarily just the trade in general, but why it was high conviction overall from a higher time frame context. Um, to lower time frame context. So first off, the strong gap up on the morning session made me to believe that I don't want to blow this opportunity, and this is an opportunity to look for a higher conviction type of setup and potentially maximize my profits by going my full position size, which is 5 contracts at the moment, relative to my total capital on my account, so that I make sure percent while maximizing the potential profits I can make on a trade. So the strong gap up open that we had, and just to be clear, that was a total of. Let me see here, guys. Here, guys, let's go through this together. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Fuck. Okay, so we closed. So the close was, well, actually no, not the close. Sorry, the previous day high. The previous day high was around $544.98. So about 545, and we opened 545, and we opened at 549.40. So about a $4.40 gap up, which is a pretty significant gap up. It's a pretty decent sized gap up. So that's the first thing. Second was the higher time frame context of the market and how the crash from the August 5th was very bearish, but then we had the bulls completely violate all the things the bear did to the market and just retrace everything to the upside. Bears were unable to bring the market lower early in the morning to fill the gap, so that helped me significantly increase the likelihood and the probability for my gap and go opportunities to be more probable. And the internal showed how strong buying participation was in the market. So my reason for entry specifically on it was on the brick above this candle right here. Well, technically not on the brick above. It was around the highs of that candle. So my reasons for it was very bullish engulfing candle with strong buying pressure after the bears had lots of volume right here on this candle, and it was a solid tip to the downside all the way here. But the bulls said "fuck you" and gave a strong confirmation candle. The only mistake I would say on this is that I did not wait for the close of the candle. I did. There were certain emotions that did make me have an improper entry. Luckily, it did work in my favor. It was a mistake I made. I should have waited for the close of the candle to confirm this was going to be a bullish engulfing candle. Because at the moment I entered, it could have reversed completely and been something a lot more indecisive or something bearish entirely. But I was lucky. But due to my improper entry, I did at least try to protect myself a little bit and said if we didn't get that bullish type of close on this specific candle, I would have been a lot more likely to want to exit out earlier because, again, it was an improper setup at that time. Sorry, guys, it's hot in here. So, finally, the what I want to also discuss is the way I managed the trade and how I exited the trade. So, first off, before I go over exactly what it is I did, um, hold on one second, guys. So overall, I want to discuss that typically, especially with this new setup, a lot of the trades I've been taking have been quicker scalps, not holding for any longer than an hour. And lots of scalps where it would be a few minutes or 2 to 1s and 2.5 to 1s for my entry. However, The reason I was able to hold for the entirety of the day and only sell off at the very highs at 340 was due to all the boring, repetitious, and disciplined work I did beforehand to be a picky, patient, defensive trader, working on my ability to maximize my profits by holding for long periods of time and being defensive. And being patient and just letting the market do its thing. And that comes through screen time, experience, and hard fucking work. And you got to be willing to put the work in. But due to all of that work, which is now is almost 2 years, so I'm starting to reap the benefit and some of the fruit of my labors. Dude, and it showed on this trade due to the fact that I was able to sell at the highs, maximize the profits, and go with my full position size, unlike I ever have before. So I just want to go that and make that clear. So first off, I had to manage and I changed my not necessarily strategies, but I tweaked my stop losses and adjusted during the day due to what the chart gave me. Not what my mind wanted to think, but what the chart gave me. So first off, at 11:22, so over here, guys, we're on this candle right here. Exit my entire position if we get something very climactic at the position we're at, around $551.70. Or if we get another solid push up to the upside with the Outbrooks climactic and we don't get that any type of climactic candle bar, um, be patient and wait for another higher low to form and adjust the new stop loss after we get that new higher low at about 20 cents to 30 cents below that low. And if that happens, the option I just mentioned, continues to repeat that until either my stop loss hits and a higher low gets violated, or it is 340 and our stop loss still has not been hit yet, but it's time to exit our position. So that was the plan. And as we started going along, we started to retrace higher and higher. So again, my first target that I was at which made it 2 to 1 due to where my stop loss was in my entry, is $551.70. We already hit that. Now, we did get something decently climactic or something that a lot of people would have been scared of. But one, I was already very, very well in terms of how much profit I made already. So I was willing to be more patient. And on top of that, with all of the practice I've had before, of being patient, holding on for longer periods of time, I was willing to hold. And then on top of that, it's not necessarily the climactic bar I was necessarily looking for. There's a specific climactic bar that you have to look up. Look up Al Brooks. He goes over climactic handlebars. We didn't get that here, so I was willing to hold. And also another thing you have to realize, especially as you wait for longer profitable and you try to max out your profits and you hold for long periods of times, on the 5 minute chart, literally anything can happen. Usually, I'm more patient, especially if I'm in a good position with my profits and I'm trying to maximize them. And I'm just okay with like whatever happens, happens, and let the market do its thing. But there's really only two things I would really consider would be like if we got just a straight shooter down and like a ginormous spike in the buy sell volume and a strong close there, then yeah, I probably would have sold off like 10, 15, 20 cents below that candle. Or if we get a candle with a big, if or technically three things. The second thing would be if we get a big spike up here, humongous volume of the buy sell with a lot of with a big selling pressure upper wick, and then we fail to continue in the next 5 minute candle, and then I adjust my stop loss below that candle 10, 20 cents below, and I exit out there. Maybe that one, but the other one would be if we have very sideways consolidation, and then there's one candle that has like a quick pip up with a lot of volume again on the buy sell volume, but then we return right back to that consolidation level. Then there also I would be likely to exit. But really, to be honest, especially in a trade like this, the way it panned out, just let the market do its thing. Be patient, especially if you have bigger profits on your position you're at right now, because it's better to maximize your profits in a situation like this. And if it goes against you, still take a small winner, a nice base hit win, a decent 2 to 1 or something, maybe a little bit less of a winner. Because listen, if that happens and you exit out, that's a lot better, and the pain there is a lot less compared to if it continues in your direction. You miss out on the trade and you miss out on a big, big home run winner. That one will hurt more, I promise. I'm all about defense first. However, when it's time to be offensive and put your foot on the pedal, on the gas pedal, you got to do it, and you want to maximize the profits when the times come. Now, at 1:21 p.m., so let's move along here. At 1:21 p.m. So on this candle right here, guys, my entry. The only two reasons to exit out of this trade now is if we hit our adjusted stop loss at $551.10, because again, right here we had this wick right here, and again, I'm very patient at this point, especially with everything I've been through in the stock market with my experience and screen time. I just adjusted my stop loss here because over here I still had a very, very good winner, even if we hit the stop loss. So I was okay regardless of whatever happened, and I was still trying to maximize the profits or take that big winner right there. Um, and I was so it's either if we hit the stop loss or if the P&L on the open says $300 for that trade, because take into account, I'm also taking into account theta decay. I don't want theta decay to ruin my trade too much. So if it started to really eat up at the profits and the value of that contracts too much, that would be a good time to get out of the trade, just to make sure I don't lose too much of what I've already won. And that 306 was my last entry. So again, we're at this candle right here. This candle right here. My reasons to stop on now is a $400 P&L open from theta decay. So again, if the value of my contracts reduces to $400, because again we're a lot higher on the chart and we've done a lot of work, so you want to reduce the amount you can lose potentially. So if the theta decay at this point reduces to $400, then I'm willing to get out. My new adjusted stop loss at $552.20, which is about 24 cents below the low of this candle, and or if the 340 p.m. candle comes around. So yeah, those are my only reasons for entry, and I just continue stuck to the plan. I was waiting to see maybe if the market would go in my favor and do something very nice. It didn't do it. But the end of this candle right here, the 3:35 p.m. candle closed, 340 came along. It was time to sell, and I took the biggest profit of my career thus far, which is $540 with 5 contracts trading the SPY. So again, it's all about progress. Stay defensive, stay picky, stay humble. My plan is to continue to be disciplined and stay patient with the plan. I'm going to keep on improving, keep working harder, staying hungry. Just because I had big wins, that does not mean I let up on the gas. You go even harder now because my realized potential and my talents and my hard work and my discipline and everything is going to come to fruition. And I want the same to happen to everybody else here. Anybody that's watching or anybody that watch me in the future, I would love to be able to do that for you too. I thank Trade Brigade for all my progress. I'm going to keep doing better. Hopefully, this video was a lot better than the last one. It wasn't all over the place. It was more factual, more structured, and it was more factual. It was more objective and a little bit more in detail and analytical of why it was rather than the last one. So I revised the video a little bit. Hope this video helps. I'm always happy to do this for you guys. Stay safe, stay green.